What if I told you that some real-life science experiments were so dangerous they nearly destroyed lives, or even the planet? These are not horror movies, they actually happened. Science has given us progress, but curiosity sometimes crosses dangerous limits. From reckless chemical reactions to experiments on humans that went horribly wrong, today we uncover 10 dangerous science experiments that should never, ever be repeated. Imagine a world where science isn't just about discovery, but about danger, where curiosity leads not to cures, but to catastrophe. History is full of experiments so reckless and terrifying that they've left scars on humanity forever. Today, we're diving into 10 dangerous science experiments that should never, ever be repeated. It all begins in the 1960s, when scientists thought it would be a clever idea to inject a massive elephant with LSD just to study its reactions. What started as curiosity ended in tragedy. The animal collapsed within hours, suffering horribly, and the experiment turned into a nightmare that exposed just how far science could go without considering compassion. But the cruelty didn't stop there. During the Cold War, humans were used as guinea pigs for radiation testing. Without their knowledge, ordinary people were exposed to radioactive materials. Some were injected, others fed contaminated food. Many suffered devastating health effects for the rest of their lives. What was sold as research was nothing less than human betrayal. Not all experiments relied on chemicals or radiation. Some relied on the darkness inside the human mind. In 1971, the Stanford Prison Experiment set out to understand how authority affects behavior. Volunteers became guards and prisoners, and within days, chaos erupted. Guards grew abusive, prisoners broke down mentally, and the line between role play and reality vanished. The study had to be shut down early, but its disturbing results proved how quickly power can turn dangerous. Children weren't even spared from science's reckless side. In the 1930s, the so-called monster study used orphan kids to test speech patterns. Some children were encouraged, while others were bullied into believing they stuttered. Many left the study emotionally scarred, carrying psychological wounds for the rest of their lives. The damage was permanent, caused all in the name of research. Sleep is something we all take for granted, but scientists once pushed it to its darkest extreme. Soviet researchers experimented with keeping people awake for days on end. The results were terrifying. Subjects became paranoid, delusional, even violent. Their mental states collapsed, showing just how dangerous sleep deprivation can be when taken beyond human limits. And then there was the infamous Tuskegee syphilis study. Hundreds of black men were denied treatment for a disease even after a cure was available, just so researchers could watch the illness progress. Families were destroyed, trust in medicine was shattered, and it remains one of the most unethical experiments ever conducted. The military wasn't innocent either. In the 1950s, soldiers were ordered to stand frighteningly close to nuclear bomb tests to study the effects of radiation. Many of these men later developed cancers and other severe health conditions. They were treated as disposable, just another part of an experiment that valued data over human lives. Science also flirted with ideas that sound like horror stories. Head transplant experiments on animals were carried out, stitching one creature's head onto another's body. Monkeys and dogs briefly survived, but their suffering was immense, and the sight was nothing short of grotesque. It was a line that should never have been crossed. Even more chilling were the actions of Japan's Unit 731 during World War II. Prisoners of war were subjected to biological experiments, frozen alive to test frostbite, infected with deadly diseases, dissected without anesthesia. The horrors carried out in the name of science during this period still stand as some of the darkest deeds in human history. And finally, the fear of modern science, the Large Hadron Collider. When it was switched on in 2008, some feared it could accidentally create black holes and end the planet. While nothing catastrophic happened, the global panic showed that pushing science too far into the unknown can spark fears that the world itself might not survive the experiment. These stories aren't just about bizarre science, they are warnings. Curiosity may drive humanity forward, but without ethics, it can easily destroy what it seeks to understand. Some of these experiments scarred lives, others destroyed trust, and a few nearly risked our future. Science is powerful, but it should never come at the cost of humanity itself. These experiments remind us that while science can change the world, it can also destroy it when curiosity loses its conscience. Knowledge should serve humanity, not harm it. Which of these experiments shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments.